Today we're going to be talking about website conversion, and it's a follow-up to the series that we did last month. If you remember, last month we talked about Google My Business, and we talked about all of the changes that Google has made to Google My Business. They went from the 7-pack to the 3-pack, and there's a lot of changes. So here's one of the points I'm going to try to drive home with you today. If you rely on Google exclusively for website traffic, you've got a bad business model and you're going to let yourself down, because all of the people that were in the 7-pack before are no longer. Okay, so if you got the majority of your leads from Google My Business, now you're off the first page. What does that mean to your traffic? And I say traffic, that means visitors. So if you're relying on Google, which you have no control over, to get all of your leads from the internet, you're making a big mistake. And this is why we take a multi-pronged approach to getting website traffic over to your site. Now, here's the thing, and we're going to talk about this in detail in just a minute. If your website doesn't convert visitors into paying customers, you might as well close it up and get off the internet. Okay, if that website doesn't convert visitors into paying customers, you have nothing. Okay, you could be ranked #1, so you're getting traffic, but guess what happens? Conversion is what you need. If tons and tons of people see your site and they go, "Ooh, what's that?" and they back browser in 3 seconds, what have you gained? Okay, yeah, you're ranked. That's fantastic. Okay, so but website conversion, we're going to talk in a few minutes about traffic and how it comes from other places, lands on your website, and then your website converts into paying customers. So let's take a look at it. I'm going to ease out of PowerPoint for a minute, and then we're going to go live and look at the internet and see if we can't talk about this and get you to understand it a little bit more. Okay. If you remember from our discussion last month, we talked about Google My Business. That's here. It used to be called Google Maps, and it was called a bunch of other things in the past, Google Places, so that this is it. So you know it. Okay, so I typed in Nashville Home Inspection, and here's what you see. Here's one of our customers. This is John and Joan Watkins. They're an Advanced Strategies member. They're a mastermind group member, and we do done-for-you services for them as well. And William, I'd say they're pretty sharp marketers and heck of a nice people, wouldn't you?
Most definitely.
And you know, they're going to be at the workshop, and if you're coming to the workshop, which I hope you are, you should talk to John about how he fills his CE classes to capacity every time. Okay, so that's just, if you're coming, talk to John. That'd be a great conversation starter for you, for him. Okay, so look what happens is, he's in a #1 position, and we've got him in the #1 position for his website as well. Okay, now he's doing some paid advertising too. All right, so we're going to talk about paid advertising in another monthly conference call, both social media paid advertising and Google AdWords. All right, so there's some rumor in the internet, and we're working with a bunch of people to try to reverse engineer this, that if you run paid advertising, you have a better chance to be in the top 3. Now, intuitively, that makes sense, because what does Google want to do? They want everybody to get paid advertising. I mean, you've seen it. I've talked about it. But this is the way they're moving. Okay, one of the reasons they moved to the 3-pack like this was because the other 4 that used to be in there, they're hoping they're going to take paid advertising now. Okay, so I can show you some correlations between that. But then let's take a look at this. This guy right here doesn't have a website, doesn't have directions on there, and doesn't do paid advertising. How in the world is he in the 2nd position? Okay, this makes no sense. Look at this guy. No reviews, and he has a website. Okay, how is he in a 3rd position? So Google's algorithm is nutty in some ways. Okay, so let's take a quick look at what I want to have to do on conversion. Now, John and Joan get tons of business from their online marketing, not just from this Google, but from all the other things we do for them as well. So let's take a look at their website. Okay, so when you look at this website, this is absolutely built for conversion. What we've got here, when mom and dad go to put a contract on a house over the weekend, you know, they have to get a home inspection. They start looking around on Monday or maybe even Sunday evening. What's the question they're asking themselves? Who should I choose for a home inspection? Who should I choose for a home inspection? That's what they're asking yourself. I mean, Ken L. Just put a contract on a house that was just accepted, and so the next thing he's thinking is, who should he get to do his home inspection? Okay, that's what everybody thinks. All right, so in order to answer the question that's going on in the customer's mind already, we have a headline that says, why should you choose Nashville Home Inspection? I mean, that's what they want to know. They want to know why they should choose you, and you already know the answer. So you don't get stuck with a bunch of unpleasant surprises once you move into the home. That's what they want to know. Who can I select that will keep me from buying the money pit? So we've asked the question and answered it in the first paragraph. Then we provide information to you to make informed decision, blah, 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 what we do. Okay, normally what happens is people would have, it would be all about them up here. You know, and that's terrible. They have a bunch of their credentials and all that stuff. And don't get me wrong, credentials are important, but not at this stage of conversion. We want people to come in and we want to be able to connect with them right away. We want them to understand what's in it for them by choosing Nashville Home Inspection. Okay, and that's why we've done this way. All right, so then what happens is if you want to schedule your inspection now, great, boom, there's the phone number. Okay, we've added a little bit of information. Look how we've used the arrow, schedule right now. Okay, just click that button. All right, I would highly recommend Nashville Home Inspection to my family and friends. Okay, here's a review. Okay, our inspections are so good they're guaranteed. This is important. Okay, here's John's picture. Handsome fella, isn't he? You know, he says, as the owner, let me start off by making a big promise for you or to you. Okay, and he goes in. Here's how we have no weasel words guarantee. How can we guarantee our inspection? Okay, the more details we find, the more defects we find, the more money you save. This is what consumers want to know. They don't care about all this other stuff. They want to know what's in it for them by choosing you. Okay, so what happens is we've got some play the videos to discover many of the shocking things uncovered during the routine inspections in Nashville. Now, we use the word routine for a reason. These weren't extraordinary inspections. These are the dang routine inspections, and we're finding this stuff every day. Okay, so this is, we've got videos here. Okay, don't get stuck behind a money pit. You know this is what they want to avoid. Okay, schedule online. You don't have to go back up top to schedule. You can schedule right here. Customers, depending on the socioeconomic group in, they'll use the peace of mind or avoid the money pit. You'll hear it both ways. So we've just included it right there again. Okay, we explain terms you can understand. We're a jargon-free company. Now look at these graphics. Why should you choose Nashville Home Inspection? Does this look like a happy family? If we had a bunch of people scowling here, what do you think would happen? Okay, it wouldn't work. These graphics are selected right here with the same thing with the house. They were happy. Here she is with the key or getting the key. Okay, these graphics were selected to give the feel to the home buyer or the prospect that this is the kind of experience you can expect with Nashville Home Inspections. So we go all the way down through. You can schedule. Here again, this looks like a family where John and his team did the home inspection. They're moving in and they're extremely happy about what it is. Okay, we've also got more reviews. You want to schedule right here, no problem. You can download the sample reports. Click your inspection here. Now, what we've done in the past, if we're going to look at another website in a minute, but there used to be all the navigation buttons up top, radon and mold and, you know, all those kinds of buttons up top. And Williams, yours had it too, didn't it?
It sure did. And you know, if I can hone in, being so busy like that on the website was a negative, not getting people to convert. And one of the big problems that we faced, I'm sure a lot of people do, especially if you've created your own website, it's kind of like a report writing. You don't want anybody to call your baby ugly. So, you know, the bottom line is, do you want to convert or do you want to have a...
That's right, William. And you know what happens is, please know that if you have a website that sucks, don't worry about it. You can make a change, and this is why we're going through all this today. And I'm going to show you the struggles we face with Google in the Done For You Services Unit. We have a whole staff that does nothing but this every day of the week. So, you know, it's a big problem. So if you've created your own website, you know, not only you're probably not ranking, but if you're ranking, you're probably not converting if you don't have these elements. Okay, so we used to have all the navigation buttons up top and all, and what we've done is on this site, we've gone down there and put the navigation buttons here. We only have 9 things on this website that we've proven through split testing that will convert visitors into paying customers. Okay, so we know for a fact these convert. We have analytics on these sites. And we track what happens. Okay, so we put the blog down here, privacy policy, contact us, sitemap, and all that down here on the bottom. All right, so what happens is for John, this website converts. He has high traffic rankings. Okay, so this website converts and all is good for him. Again, same thing here. This is his organic listing. All right, and now let's take a look at Williams. All right, now Williams got a very same type of website. William had one of the older ones that we built, and it was all good, but we've learned as Google has changed and we've learned how conversion works better in the home inspection business, we have really upgraded our sites. What happens is William's site runs the same way John's does. Template, not template, but we have different graphics, different videos, but the concept is the same, okay? Because we know these 9 things work. So you can see it looks a little differently. However, we know this concept works. Now, unfortunately, William has been, Certainty Home Inspections has been a victim of some of the Google changes, okay? And so what happens is he's not ranked nearly as well as John is ranked, all right? But because William has, because we do Certainty Home Inspections, done few services as well. Okay, so I'm going to show you something. William isn't ranked as high as John and Joan are. All right, but I want to show you that that has not kept us from helping the Troutmans keep their schedule full. Okay, so look at this. Here is, and William, I hope you don't mind me showing this. This is a tracking report we provide to each client. Okay, and what happens is this. This is the month of September 2015. You can see it down here in the bottom tab. From the online tracking number for Certainty Home Inspections, they got 123 calls. 25 were above 1.5 minutes, 24 were above 3 minutes, 25 were above 5 minutes, and 27 were above 10 minutes. Now, let me ask you this. Do you think that Sam and her team converted these phone calls into paying customers? What about it, William? Did it work?
Always works, yes, sir.
Okay, so even though William isn't ranked as high as John right now, and we're working on that, and I'm going to show you some of the things we're doing, the fact of the matter, his phone is still ringing off the hook because we have him all over the internet. He has the 5-star package, and he is getting business from other places. And here's how he's getting business. They see his information somewhere else on the internet, and you know what it contains? A link to his website. All right, so when they click on that link to his website, guess what happens? People come over there, and they're converted from a visitor into a paying customer. They call that tracking number, Sam works her magic, and guess what happens? Their schedule. Online marketing helps their schedule stay full. Now, is online marketing the only way William and Sherry get business? Heck no. They're very savvy marketers. They use a 3-prong approach. You know, prior clients, real estate agents and mortgage brokers, direct to the public. Okay, and they use lots of strategies within those 3 market segments to make their schedule full, and they're doing a fantastic job. But this is one of the 3 prongs that helps them do that. Okay, let's take a look at August 2015. They got 159 phone calls. Now, I want to say this. This is only their Southern Indiana operation. This doesn't include their Louisville operation. We track that completely separately. Okay, so you'd have to add the Louisville calls into this to see the total calls they get. Now, I don't know about you guys, but if you could get 159 more calls a month and you could convert only a handful of them, look what that would do to your business. Okay, so 25 of the calls were above 1.5 minutes, 24 of the calls were above 3 minutes, 25 above 5 minutes, 27 above 10 minutes, 6 above 20 minutes. Are you guys seeing a trend here? Okay, we can even tell William when the calls come in. So if he wants to manage the scheduling desk, now we can only tell him online, okay, because you can see how many calls he gets in on what days. So this is very valuable information. We provide this to each one of our clients, but it's important to know this. Because if we ran this report and he didn't have many calls at all, and William and Sherry had been with us a long time, as done few services clients, then we'd have to say the website isn't converting. But when you guys see these numbers, what do you think? The website's converting visitors into phone calls. Now, at the Savvy Inspector, our job is to get your phone to ring more, and William's team's job is to close the sales, and they're very effective at it. Okay, so we had clients that, a client over in the Florida area, he got 64 calls a month or more, and he couldn't convert them. So you know what he did? He got a call center. Okay, so when he got the call center, then the calls converted. The call center was able to turn those callers into sales for him. But the weakness was he's getting tons of calls he just couldn't close. So he took that out of his hands. Okay, let's look at July 2015. Now, we didn't track the 1.5 minutes. Okay, 146 calls. Okay, and then let's look at June. 108 calls. Okay, so you can see that even though William is not ranked as high as John in the Google rankings, it has not prevented him from getting boatloads of calls. Okay, because we've diversified all of our clients So we don't rely on Google 100% because I said at the opening of the call, if you rely on some company that you have no control over who changes their rules weekly or monthly at least, then what happens is that's a doomed business model. Okay, now if you're ranked number one and you stay ranked number one and your website converts, God bless you. We'll take that traffic. And that's certainly what we want for each one of our clients, and that's what we're working towards. Comments, Mr. William?
No, great stuff. And I just listen to what you're saying. I guess it's worth saying that a lot of people get hung up on, I'm not on the first page, or I'm not at the top of the first page. And so because of us being in the area that we're in, that was a real hard pill for me to swallow as well. And I know that Ken and Done For You Services has worked very hard to try to get us out there, because the big hangup is, and it's like Ken explained to me from the get-go, is that there are just no searches. When you run keywords for our area, it's zip. There's zero searches for our area. So that's why we had to find other avenues, to get drive traffic to that site. So, I know a lot of my competitors, they are on that first page, and they think they're really doing something, and I'm sure they probably laugh, we're certainly, they can't even get on the first page, but the fact of the matter is, nobody's making those searches. Why would you fight to be there if nobody's searching for it? So, so it took a minute for me to grasp that as well, but you can see from the numbers here that it is the truth. You don't have to be on the front page. You don't have to be in #1 position to be able to drive traffic if you know what you're doing. So I just think that's worth saying, because I think a lot of people are really hung up on that, the fact that, I need to be on that front page.
Thank you, William, because I think that is the #1 thing, and because you felt it too in the beginning, but when you started seeing the results we were able to produce for you, although we want you on the first page, because if we can garner that extra traffic, we will, and we're working in that direction, but we have no control over Google either. I said if we could control Google, I'd be the richest guy in the country. Oh, Donald Trump, I'd be taking his place running for president. So, I have no control over Google either, and sometimes our customers get a little frustrated about it, but I say it's not really about where you are on the location. Yes, we'd like to have you there, but how many phone calls did you get, and how many conversions of those phone calls did you get? That's what's important.
Exactly.
Your phone ring more, and what's really important is having your team be able to close the sales, because I promise you, the Done For You Services team can't be in your office to close, but we can work to get your phone to ring more.
Right, and I'll say that as you look at these numbers and the amount of calls, did we close every one of these calls? Heck no, we didn't. Did we do our best to? Of course we did, but what the advantage here, if you're looking at this, it's really not about closing the sale every time the phone rings. It's about having that phone ring enough that you can let the ones that you don't want go, and you can get your price, to say yes to the ones that you're actually after. And that's another thing, another mindset to get yourself into, because I used to be, every time we didn't get the sale, I'm like, daggone it, but really, if your phone rings enough, you don't have to take those crappy homes. You can hold out for your price and keep your schedule full with the money that you want to make.
And William, that's an excellent point. I'm so glad you brought that up, because that is true. We help clients all the time raise their prices. They get worried, and I say, listen, all we have to do is get that phone to ring enough to get 40 people a month to say yes to the higher price.
True.
So that is it. Now you can see some other calls on here that we included. This one's 1.2 minutes. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but 1.2 minutes on the phone with a prospect is a long time. Okay, and if you don't believe that, put your stopwatch on or your timer on and just sit there and see how long 1.2 minutes is. So we track those, but we don't include them in the totals. And then sometimes you're going to get people to call you from online that are looking for something else, not what you're interested in. You'll see a few of those. Now, one of the things that we can see when we track these reports, we can tell you which clients aren't answering the phone. All right, because we'll see on the report a ton of 6 seconds, 8 seconds. Here's one right here. I'm sure that didn't happen here, but 8 seconds, 6 seconds, 5 seconds. That tells me they're going into voicemail. The clients are going into voicemail. Okay, so if you don't answer your phone, how in the world are you going to convert these calls into customers? So if you're not being able to answer your phone during inspections, which I don't want you to answer your phone during inspections, if you were doing that with me, I would fire you, because the client has paid for your undivided attention. Then when you're in there booking other jobs, then that's wrong, in my opinion. Okay, but I also understand if you don't catch the call, they go someplace else. So you have to work through a solution, and we talk with clients every day about this issue. William and I both, on these call-in days, we're talking about how are you getting that phone answered, because customers will go away. So you can invest in our systems and we can produce you all these calls, but if you're not answering the phone, you've wasted your time. We, in another company we own, we had physician clients, contractors, all those things. We did this for them. And every month I'd meet with this doc and I would say, your staff isn't answering the phone. And he said, how do you know that? And I pulled out this report and he said, oh my God. You know what they did? They added some additional staff so that a person could answer the phone every time it rang. Okay, so he had no idea they weren't answering the phone. So if you see a bunch of those, you don't see that on Williams because he's got a professional staff that answers the phone. Okay, here's a 43 seconds. Probably somebody wasn't interested or whatever, you know, that wasn't going to be right for them. But, you know, getting your phone to ring and not relying on Google 100% is the most important thing. Now, do we want you there on the first page like John and Joan are? We do. Okay, but does it prevent William from getting calls because he's not there right now? It does not. Okay, we've diversified him all over the internet to where, you know, we have him listed everywhere consumer could possibly look for a home inspector in his market. Now, because of all the Google challenges and because we want to get William and our other clients that aren't where John is right now, we have made some changes. Okay, we've teamed up with some other smart folks who do programming and other types of things. And we have worked with them to develop some new sites that meet all of Google's algorithm changes. Okay, now, John, you're going to see he doesn't have one of these sites right now because why would I mess with his site when he's got all these kind of rankings? Okay, the minute he starts to slip, we'll convert his site into one I'm going to show you. We're already doing this for William in Louisville, beta testing that. Can we get better rankings with a site that's different than this? Okay, because Google wants a few things now under the algorithm changes that we haven't provided in the past. Okay, so as a result of those changes, and listen, Google didn't call Ken up and say, or a Done For You Services team and say, listen, Ken, you need to change your websites in these ways to continue to rank. They didn't do it. You know, we had to reverse engineer this. We had to work with people. And I lament to William frequently about, you know, I pull the 2 hairs I have out about every week trying to reverse engineer these things because when you get it figured out, they make another change. So that's pretty frustrating. William, have you ever heard me say that?
Yeah, keep it up. You're going to have that Howie Mandel look.
Yeah, I'm telling you, brother. I'm telling you. So as a result of the changes and teaming up with some friends of ours in the industry, these are the new sites we're building. Okay, so let's take a look. Have we changed the 9 ingredients? We have not. We have not changed the 9 ingredients, and you're going to see it. Okay, but what happens is we have really done some things that Google loves because we've learned that if your website is not optimized the way Google wants it, you will never rise up in the 3-pack in Google My Business. Okay, your website has to be optimized, and we've learned what things have to be on there now and what things not have to be on there. But here's what happens is we're not sacrificing conversion for anything. Okay, conversion is king. Okay, we'll never sacrifice conversion. Will we make programming tweaks and all these kinds of things different? Yes, but we want to increase conversion, not reduce conversion. Okay, so what happens is Google wants to see the city and state. So we say the best home inspection firm in New Braunfels, Texas. That may have been not the right pronunciation, BJ, sorry. Okay, so look what we've got right up at the top. Phone numbers, social signals buttons. Okay, these go directly. They can go right there. Now, we didn't put nav tabs on the other one. Okay, let's look here. No nav tabs. Okay, but we put nav tabs here now because Google wants to see local businesses have our services. So we have a drop down, about us, contact us, review us. Now we'll look at these in detail in a minute. Okay, but this isn't radon, this isn't infrared, this isn't mold, this isn't pool and spa, this isn't all these other things. There's no place for them to leak off on blog articles. Okay, none of that. Okay, look where the blog articles on this one, all of the nav tabs were at the bottom. Okay, sitemap, contact us, all that. All right, same way here. We don't want them leaking off on this stuff. Here's the nav tabs. Here's your blog, privacy policy, contact us, Google Plus, Google Business. Okay, these things are on here to support Google My Business. And we'll show it all to you in a minute. Okay, so when you see something on your screen and you see the whole thing, we call that the first fold. Think about a newspaper. It's folded in half, and when you pick up the newspaper, you read the top headline, and everything in that first half of the newspaper before it folds is called the first fold, and that's what we look at here. Okay, because when we look at this, what happens is we say, what was the first thing you saw? Okay, why should you choose Certainty Home Inspections? All right, with this site right here, you're going to see guaranteed satisfaction. Come inspect with us. See the issues firsthand. 100% money back guarantee. We've got good graphics, peace of mind. These are all things being reinforced in our slider. Okay, avoid the blind inspector, client reviews, inspection videos, schedule now. These are the things people want to see. But look what's still in the first fold, what they want to know. So with a quick glance on the first fold, they know why they should choose Lang Home Inspections. Okay, and this is very appealing. Okay, when we test these things, these graphics, these words get results. Okay, so our services, I showed you that. We've got nice information right here on residential inspection, each one of them, if they're interested in a residential inspection. Okay, so what happens is, boom, 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 we've got good copy. Look here, they can schedule now. All right, here is a call to action. Okay, so then what happens is we've got a sitemap for Google. They want this. We're a 5-star reviewer. Okay, look at the reviews right here. On every page, you're going to see this. Here is inspection videos. Now, what happens? I'm going to show you on Tony Burke's a website in a minute. We took these in order that they didn't have to scroll down that far. We put those under the text, and I'll show you that in a minute. So we moved these up on the page to see if we could get higher conversions. All right, so let's go back to home. Let's look at About Us. All right, so these are things that people want to know. Okay, so here's BJ's picture again. Nice looking fella. Okay, we got phone number. Okay, again, we've got reviews. We've got videos. We've got all of this information right here, starting under this, right here. All of this is in support of a Google My Business listing. Okay, we've learned that if we can get this on your website in a way that helps conversions, it also optimizes your website for Google My Business. Okay, so all of these new changes, we have all of these things, reviews on every page. This whole piece supports that. In the footer, you've got contact details again, all of our privacy policy. We've got contact us. We've got the cities that he serves. So as they spider this content, Google wants to know, wants the customer to know what day and time you're open. Again, we've got our social signals, but we put our social signals buttons up in the top because people read left to right, top to bottom, just like you read a book. Okay, so let's slide over here to contact us. All right, again, we've got their contact information, a great picture of BJ and April, because you know what happens is people don't want to do business with faceless, nameless corporations. Okay, they want to do business with real folks just like you. And website owners that don't put their pictures on the website are really missing out. Okay, so again, all of this information here is in support of Google My Business. Okay, again, call to action, call us to, so we're back on the homepage. So let's scroll down a little bit further. We've got easy to navigate, good stuff, call to action on each page. It's got all of the things Google wants for Google My Business through reverse engineering. We know it. You can get the avoid blind inspector report. You can look at client reviews. Okay, so if you just want to click on that, you can start seeing client reviews. That's what people want to see. Okay, whoops, yeah. Inspection videos, schedule now. All right, now here we are, the same thing that you saw in Williams. Here it is right here. Okay, so we're going this direction. All right, now we're back on BJ. Schedule right now. Here's the arrow. If you want to schedule, go ahead. Same day reporting, phone number, click here to schedule your inspection. All right, and then what happens is same content that we know converts. But now on this, we've got the stuff that Google wants for Google My Business. Here is the map of the area. 5-star reviews found around the web. Okay, so this is reinforcing. They don't have to go anywhere else to read the reviews. They're right here. Okay, they can see the reviews are right here. So as they're reading this, they can see what other people are saying. Okay, again, we've used the same wording that we've proven converts visitors into paying customers. So we've changed the format to please Google's new algorithm, but we haven't changed the conversion factors. In other words, the things that convert visitors into paying customers, we haven't changed that. And we've even added rep videos here, other things. But again, you can see that we're the same thing. Okay, so we've got the same converting tag. All right, so we've taken a look at BJ and April's new site. It includes all of the things that convert visitors into paying customers, and it also includes all of the coding and other types of issues to satisfy the Google algorithms. Now let's take a look at one more, and we built a bunch of these already, but let's take a look at here at Tony Burke's site. Okay. Again, you see the same types of formula. Best home inspection firm in Dayton, Ohio. Numbers up here, social signals buttons. Okay, one of the things that we want to press is the 5-star package. Okay, so we've got that up here. First thing, customers read, website visitors read left to right, just like you'd read a book. Services, schedule now, that's important. Contact us about us. Okay, so no blog articles, no ways that they can leak off. All right, and again, in the first fold, you see why should you choose Accutech Home Inspections. Now, we've got Avoid the Blind Inspector, Client Reviews, and you can click on these and it all comes up. Home Inspection Report. Here you can see Tony's Home Inspection Report. Now, we've added 5-star package here again because it's very important to Tony to sell the 5-star package. So you can click on it, or you can click on it up at the top and it opens up his 5-star package page. And he gets into what's involved in the 5-star package. He's got videos in here on all these. And now we handle all this. All right, but look what else we've done. If you're convinced that Tony is the person that can protect you from buying the money pit, we're not going to make you go back to the home page. You can schedule right here. Okay, and again, when you start looking, find us on the map. All this stuff right now is all in support of Google My Business. All right, so we've just rolled reviews on down, on down, and on down. So let's look a little further on Tony's. Let's just put the home button. Okay, so the navigation buttons on top are all about the business and not about articles and other services and that kind of thing. All right, you can see that we've used the same types of verbiage that we know converts visitors into paying customers. We've got the Find Us on the Map. Again, all the Google My Places or Google My Business information. We've added some photos on Tony's because he does infrared, and that's very interesting. So we'll customize these websites any way you want them from, in other words, videos and this kind of thing. But we're not going to change the wording and the graphics and those kinds of things because we know these convert visitors into paying customers. Now, one of the things that happens is, look at all the reviews we have on Tony's, and this one's come from Merchant Circle. It says where they've come from, 5-star reviews. People can read them. This convinces home buyers that you're the person to protect them from buying the money pit, and they know it came from Merchant Circle or the different ones, Insider Pages, because you can see, or Yelp, City Search, okay, because you can see the graphic. So now what we're doing is we're getting some social proof on the right-hand column, but now we're establishing expertise with these videos. Okay, but we had a long line of written reviews on the right-hand side because Tony has tons and tons of reviews. So what I had our team do was add the 5-star rep commercials right in here as well. So you see the rep commercials and you see all the way down the written reviews. Now, William, have the rep commercials been pretty successful for your firm?
Yes, I mean, they're so professional looking. We get a lot of feedback from not only clients but real estate agents as well about them.
And a lot of our members are new, so we get new members each month, lots of them. So if they don't know what the rep commercial is about, let's show it real quick.
Serving others with a 5-star approach is the lifeblood of our business. So when we receive a glowing review, we love to share the news. We're honored when someone takes the time to write about their personal experience like this. In short, we work extremely hard to provide the best service, and we're proud to say, according to our reviews, we're doing a great job. But please don't take their word for it. We're confident that you'll discover the difference for yourself. Attention to detail and unmatched quality are our specialties. We want to thank you for checking us out today. You can call us at the number on your screen. We hope to hear from you soon.
William, you see that? You think that's pretty professional?
Very, very clean, neat, very professionally.
Okay, so now BJ and April are pretty new in the business. Okay, so they don't have as many reviews. They haven't set up their 5-star package yet. So if you're, regardless of where you are in the business, we can help you with this customization. But think about this, William. In the first fold is why you should do it, the verbiage that converts, okay, all of the reviews, again, expertise proving photographs, all the reviews, videos that establish expertise, then the rep videos. If you came to this page, would you be interested?
It's all about getting them to click that Schedule Now button, and that's definitely what happens here. So.
That's right. The 9 pieces of information that need to be in place on your homepage to get visitors to click on Schedule Now are on this. This is a visitor converting website. Now let's take a look at something else. Okay, so we've seen John's and yours, the sites that we built. Okay, Google wants something a little bit different to satisfy the algorithm and to support Google My Business. And that's why we've teamed up with some coders to build these new sites that satisfy the conversion and the optimization piece. Okay, these are easier to get ranked because we're giving Google exactly what they want. Okay, I said to our team, why fight Google? Just let's figure out what they want and let's build sites that includes the things they want, and then we're not swimming upstream. I'd rather just give it to them. That'd be nice if they said what it was they wanted without us having to figure it out, but they didn't, and so be it. So we've got it figured out, and so it's working great. Now, let's take a look at what most home inspectors do for a site. And I'm not picking on this guy. We're back at Nashville Home Inspections where we started the conference call. And so what happens is we're back here. Here's John's listing. This guy right here doesn't have a website. How in the world did he even get up there? He has reviews, but this guy's got no reviews, but he does have a website. Now let's take a look at this. And I'm not picking on this guy. I don't know him for anything. Okay. What do you think, William?
I'm glad you're doing this because I was just going to give you one of my local competitors' websites here so that you can go see this exactly. It's just, these people are clicking, going somewhere else. There's nothing here. I mean, I'm trying to find the guy's phone number here even. There's nothing here to there's nothing here to convert, and that's what I see time and time again. And this is where I alluded to earlier about, calling somebody's baby ugly, because this guy probably designed this thing. So he's got his heart and soul in it, and the fact that it doesn't convert is the last thing that's on his mind. It's, he's, I've got all these bells and whistles, and you can read the code of ethics, and you can go all these other places to get off of this site, but nothing here to make him some money.
I'm telling you, no phone number in the first fold. Okay, so how's somebody to contact you?
Crazy.
Okay, so remember when we started the conversation, we said when somebody puts a contract on a home, they have to get a home inspector, and they're looking for, why should I choose your home inspection firm? Okay, so we use that headline, why should you choose Nashville Home Inspections? Or why should you choose Certainty Home Inspections? See, now we're entering the conversation they're having in their own mind. But here's what his headline is: Welcome to Home Inspectors of Middle Tennessee.
Right.
Okay? Really?
Nobody's going to read this, and there's nothing there to capture them or to make them want to go any further. They're probably going to hit the back button and look for the next one. Now, down on the far left in his nav tabs, I do see scheduling, inspection, and contact. So if a person looked hard enough, they could find that. How about the have me call you?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. What's your thoughts on that? I would think that, now they've got the click-through buttons where they call you right away or be able to go right to your site and schedule. What's the advantage of having, me call you back? Why would somebody do that versus go ahead and...
Probably because they don't answer their phone, or they're answering their own phone, and they're not available at certain times. Now, I'm looking at the first fold of the website, which nobody goes past if they can't figure out what's in it for them. And I don't see the schedule button, so let me scroll down a little bit.
It's on the far left at the bottom. His nav tabs there in the brown.
Oh, I see it right there. Yeah. I see. I never saw it. So I didn't know if it was a travel site for Middle Tennessee or what when I logged on. I mean, here's an interstate sign, and here's the state of Tennessee, and what's up? And again, I'm not picking on this fellow because, like William said, he may have done it himself, and that's all fine. And but what happens is it's not converting. So he's in the third place in Google My Business. He has no reviews, and then when you come to this, it's not a converter. Now, I do like that he has his photo there. That's a good thing. But how does that help the customer understand what's in it for them? And, we always start off with nobody buys anything until they understand what's in it for them. And you have about 3 seconds on the internet to make an impression about what's in it for you. So we're going to leave this open for a minute, and then we're going to look at this. We go from there to, let's just use Tony's. We go from there to this. Best home inspection firm in Dayton, Ohio. Call us. Okay, here's the number, and here's the social proof. You can get a 5-star package. Why choose Accutech Inspection? See, in the sliders, we put the most important things to the customer. Why choose us? Your satisfaction is guaranteed with us. So then what happens is our work speaks for itself. How to avoid a blind inspector, sample report, 5-star package. Why should you choose us? Goes right on down into the language that's been proven to convert. Again, we've got all of the Google My Business material, expertise proving stuff, reviews, videos, more reviews, the rep commercials. Which are you going to choose?
Yeah. You know, what a shame that guy has actually got himself on that front page in that third position, and folks that are clicking there are just clicking on. So, you know, what a shame.
Yep, no kidding. So it's really, really important to have a website that converts visitors into paying customers. Now, William, is it the best use of your time to build a website yourself?
Not unless you are an expert like you guys are. For me, it's just a headache. You know, I don't know enough about it. Never really did. I started to dive into it and seeing how complicated it was, and then every time, like you said earlier, every time you think you're on the money with what needs to be done, dang if they don't switch things up and you have no idea what they did. So, you know, especially if you're a one-man shop, I think it's just incredibly important that, you know, somebody who knows what the heck they're doing manages this online, your website, to get it to convert. I mean, since you guys took it over, you know, Sherry and I experienced the same thing. We spent a lot of time and you know, effort getting that set up. We were definitely emotionally attached to our original site, so it was a hard pill to swallow for us to switch to the new one. But as soon as we seen, you know, what it was doing, you know, what do you want, a pretty site, or do you want to make some money?
Right. And you know, some people will say, oh, I don't like that site. It doesn't look aesthetically pleasing. Well, and I understand aesthetically pleasing. I think they look fairly aesthetically pleasing, and especially the new ones, we tried to incorporate some more aesthetics. But the fact of the matter is, do you want something that looks good or that sells 24/7?
Exactly. You know, some of the comments I got were, it looks like a magazine ad. And I'm like, you know, exactly. That's exactly right.
It was designed from working, looking at magazine ads that convert and run year in and year out. So whoever said that was right on the money, was right on the money. Okay, so you can see this one. It's pretty aesthetically pleasing. Now, William, do you have people schedule now without ever talking to you?
Every day, several times a day.
And William, how does that feel?
And I just shared that with the mastermind group. There's no better feeling than to be, you know, out of the room and hear that little cha-ching. And it was effortless. You know, you didn't have to pay a phone scheduler to deal with it. You didn't have to. Now there's some follow-up sometimes because they, you know, didn't put in the listing agent's info or something like that. So you do have some follow-up to do. But you know, the time that it's taken. You know, here's the beauty. I've got 2 schedulers on the phone booking inspections, and then you've got the website doing it as well. So, you know, it's like having another scheduler on board.
And it works 24/7. Your website never takes a vacation, and it just stays out there, stays out there, and stays out there. But I think the important thing I just want to follow up with again is, even though William isn't ranked as high as John Watkins right now, we have William and Sherry listed all over the internet where people look for home inspectors. I mean, we have them on 50 top directories where 220 million people visit each month to look for a local vendor. Now, certainly not all in William's area. Okay, but what the key to this is we drive traffic to his website from a variety of sources around the internet. We do not rely on Google exclusively to make William's and Sherry's phone ring. Okay, but even if we were on the first page of Google, like you saw the gentleman we showed a minute ago, that website doesn't convert, then he's wasted his time and effort. One of the last things I want to say, William, about a converting website. A lot of times real estate agents will say, just call Certainty Home Inspections. Okay, so the client doesn't know Certainty Home Inspections. The realtor's client doesn't know them. Okay, doesn't know you. So what happens is they're going to come and type in the browser Certainty Home Inspections. And when you type that, part of what comes up will be your website. All right, and they'll check out that website just like they found you from the internet. And if this website speaks to them, in other words, if they're convinced that you're the company that can help them avoid buying the money pit, then they're going to book. Because the realtor said call you, and then when they come onto your website, they see why they should call you. Now, William, do you guys have that experience?
We have.
Okay, so I think that's a pretty regular experience. So if you aren't ranking in Google and you don't have your listings all over the internet that have your website, you still need one of these sites because the real estate agents are sending or saying what your company's name is. And the fact of the matter is they are going to come to your site. And if your site looks like the one we showed you earlier, you have no chance of converting visitors into paying customers. So visitors just don't mean from the internet. So whether you're new in the business, William, or whether you're a seasoned veteran, I think this is the way you should go. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's just proven itself, so no question, no question. But yeah, I mean, that's a good point that, you know, a ton of ours also come from referrals from the agents, and the first thing they're going to do, you know, punch your name in online to check you out, and then they need to be able to be converted right then and there. You know, typically there's 3 names on that list, so he with the best website wins.
That's right. And when you look at your results, and we're just looking here, this was September, 123 calls, and this is just Indiana, 159 calls in August, July, 146 calls. I mean, this works. This works. Okay, so if they can convert just a fraction of these into paying customers, you see what this does to the bottom line for William and Sherry. This really, I think it's about, does it cost or does it pay? And William, I mean, what do you think? I mean, 146 calls.
Yeah, you know, it goes back to the old thing you always say, it's not about the investment, it's about the return, and you definitely get the return here, so it's a no-brainer.
It is. So let's say this, because I want everybody to get more business from the public, what we've decided to do was make you a little offer. I don't want, we sell these websites for $9.97. Now, I will tell you that we can build you one of these for $9.97, but not everybody has $1 million in their bank account. I get that. So what we're going to do is let you pay in 2 installments. So you can pay 2 installments of $498.50. So let's say today you say, I want one of these websites. You use this TSI website special, TSI website special.com, easy for me to say. And then what happens is you get signed up on that link, and today you'll pay $498.50. 30 days from today, you'll pay $498.50, and in 30 days or less, we'll have your site up and rolling. Okay, so that you can have a site, even if you're not listed all around the internet, your site will be indexed on Google, and when somebody types in your company name, your site will come up. So this is a very good thing. Now, if you're interested in more than this, that's fine, we'll do it. But the fact of the matter is everybody needs a converting website. And we've got lots of clients that we built websites for that don't have the a revenue yet to take the 5-star package like William and John Watkins and dozens of our other clients do. But at least you've got a website that converts visitors to paying customers no matter how they get there. Okay, William, what do you think? A pretty fair deal?
Awesome, Ken. Awesome.
So I don't think that you can get a quality converting website built for $9.97 from others around the industry. And you know, the Savvy Inspector only handles home inspectors. So everything we do is around conversion. Now, I didn't show you this, and I should have, because when we build the website for you, we're also going to build a blog for you that goes with it. And we didn't even touch on that, and it's right down here on the bottom. So not only do you get the website, but you get a blog as well. And the reason we're doing that is because the website is built to for just home buyers. But you have a lot wider target audience in the blog. In the blog, you have you know, prior clients, you have real estate agents, you have mortgage brokers, you have others in the community. And you want to be able to provide all kinds of information. Now, they can still schedule inspection here, and there's all the reviews and all the things here, but we only want those 9 things on your sales page. So you get a blog built in with it too. We'll add content on it originally. If you want us to continue to add content, all that, we can talk with you about that. But I just wanted to share with you, you do get the blog with the website as well. Same way on BJ's, we have it all right down here at the bottom. And we'll set one of these up. So the deal is, click on the link below for the next few weeks, and we'll do a website for you. $9.97 is the investment. We'll split it into 2 installments of $498.50, and you will have you a converting website. Now, I will tell you that we can only take 5 new clients for websites each month. We don't want to give bad service to William and our other clients that we currently serve, so we only take 5 clients a month. So if you want to get one of these, go ahead and jump on it. And then if by chance that we've exceeded our 5 in October, we'll put you on a waiting list for November. William, I can't say enough about how many calls come in.
Oh yeah, it's, try it. Try it. I think you'll be amazed. It's really surprised us with what it's done.
And you said it earlier, you were emotionally attached to your old website, and you might not have liked how it looked. You really liked how the other one looked. And one of the things you really loved was how much information that other one had.
Yeah, overkill.
Well, I say this all the time in client calls. The fact of the matter is this. Mom and Dad put a contract on a house over the weekend. Dad goes out of town, so on Monday, Mom has got to get the home inspection book. So she types in, home inspector Nashville, okay, or Nashville home inspector. And she lands on a website like you used to have, and what happens is this. She's reading all this good information. Man, it's good stuff, and it is good stuff. But guess what happens? Little Susie runs in and says, Mom, we got soccer practice in 20 minutes. Mom looks at her watch and says, dang if we don't. And guess what she does? She clicks off the website without taking the action we want, and that's schedule now. Okay, so you've lost. All right, so with these websites, what happens is we don't have all that stuff. We have the 9 things to let them convince themselves that you're the person that protect them from the money pit. And you know where we put all that other stuff, William? On the blog.